Assalamu alaikum. I am Nicolette Hodge, an Indra warrior, standing with and representing Master Solomon, the messenger of the covenant, the son of man, the breaker of the seven seals, and the self-taught one. Brothers and sisters, Master Solomon has mastered all 22 chapters of the Angel, which is Revelations. This is our God mind. It's our memory. We wrote the scriptures for us. We sealed them up. And we underwent this process of severe pressure, which turned us into diamonds. In order for us to understand what's going on around us and be in sync and on time, we have to upload our God mind so that we can start thinking back mathematically, or get back to thinking how we've always thought, mathematically. And so the angel is our God mind, and it's mathematical parables that explain what's taking place right now and what we have to look forward to. He has mastered all 22 chapters of the angel, an accomplishment that no one on the heavens or the earth was capable of doing. And so we call him Master Solomon to recognize his accomplishment. Now, today we're going to be speaking about demons, the devil's seed. That's what a demon is. Before we get started, we are going to reflect on what these devils and demons have done to us. They put us through the Holocaust. It's not slavery. It's not a critical race theory. We were, and still are, those of us who don't have knowledge of self are still being put through the Holocaust. We were dehumanized. Our family unit was completely ripped apart. And we were forced to carry the devil's seed. The offspring of the devil, which are the Europeans, their offspring is the demons, the house Negroes, tar babies, white on the inside, black on the outside. These terrorists put us through the most agonizing torture and torment that we could imagine, and everything else that we cannot imagine. Do you understand the severity of what they did to us? They raped, beat, sodomized, tortured, and terrorized us, and they made us eat dung, feces, defecation. The torture was so intense that our average lifespan was 21, 22 years of age. Theoretically, we ain't even started living life yet before our lives were over. We were terrorized from the womb to the grave. Do you ever wonder why it is that our people have accepted giving animal milk to our babies? In the Holocaust, it's not slavery. Stop letting them call it slavery. It's the Holocaust. During the Holocaust, we were not allowed to breastfeed our own original babies. Our babies were snatched off of us, sold off to other plantations, or would be with us, but we were not allowed to interact with them. We were not allowed to feed our own children. The children were being given animal milk, such as cow milk, pig milk, goat milk, along with dirty water. A lot of our babies died. Our milk was to be given to Massa and his children, his devil children, his demon children. And it looks like a miracle that we even pulled through that. Do you understand the severity of having children and you are not allowed to feed them? Not only were we not allowed to feed them, we were not allowed to interact with our babies. We were to wrap our babies up and take them into the fields with us while we were working the plantation. And the overseer would ensure that we were not interacting with our own babies. So while our babies was crying down in the ground, on the grass in between these plants, crying for food, crying to be changed, crying to be nurtured and loved, we were whipped and beat if we went to go check on our babies, no matter how much our babies were crying. A lot of times, by the time we got back to our babies at the end of the day, they were covered in ants or bitten up by snakes. Our babies were dropping like flies. And all of our energy had to be put into Massa and his children, his black-faced devils, the demons, and his devil children, or white children, if you will. Massa's mistress, the devil Massa, or excuse me, the female devils, could not produce enough to even feed their own children. So we were the ones to do it. On top of that, brothers and sisters, we were not even being fed edible food. We were being fed feces. That is the lowest, one of the lowest things you can do to another human being is force them to eat defecation. Do you understand that you eat a meal and it passes through your digestive system? Your body pulls out all the nutrients and all the waste, the death itself, is excreted through a bowel movement. Bowel is toxic. It cannot stay in your body. That's why your body has to release it and get rid of it. One of the most foulest and lowest sadistic things these devils did was force us to eat shit. Now, slavery is maximum profit, minimum overhead. That's a very small percentage of what they did to us, working us without paying us. They took the parts of the animals that they were throwing in the trash. When they brought us over here, they started giving us that. They wouldn't have to spend any more money feeding us, keeping us healthy. Maximum profit, minimum overhead. It's so sick, brothers and sisters. I'm just trying to formulate this without using the vulgar language. They didn't want to pay no money to feed us, right? Okay. We would have been better off eating dirt. Red clay has far more nutrients in it than you will ever find in any of the shit that they fed us, the colon of the pig, the gizzards, the oxtail, the brains. We would have had far more nutrients and been able to sustain ourselves by simply eating dirt. So by them making us eat shit, I'm just calling it what it is. They showed how much they hated and still hate us. They showed how much they envied us because they were literally trying to completely destroy us. How can someone survive off of shit? It is a medical miracle. It appears to be a medical miracle that we even survived as a nation from being fed shit. How did we not go extinct completely? That's how mathematics work, brothers and sisters. It looks like a miracle. No, it's consequence. They tried to utterly, completely destroy us, and it only made us stronger. You devils feeding us shit was a demonstration of how much you hate us. You didn't have to do that. We could have ate dirt, and you knew that we were smart enough to eat dirt, so you put muzzles over our mouths while we were working in the fields all day. Metal muzzles, might I add. And when these face masks and muzzles heated up under the sun, we were in severe pain and further being tortured. We're having this hot piece of metal over our face, neck, ears, mouth. We did not catch a break from these devils. These devils cannot face the truth of what they did to us. That's why they're hiding it. They're calling it a critical race theory. They're calling it slavery. They won't show any pictures that really give a representation of what they did. A clear representation. All these pictures we're looking at is whitewashed. And this is sick in itself. So how deep does this rabbit hole go? But these devils want to call it a theory. Because they know that they are dead wrong, they're guilty as charged, and judgment is on their behind. And everything that they did to us is coming back on them double time. 460 plus years of the Holocaust will be squeezed into 1 year of their destruction, their judgment. Everything they did to us will be done to them. They knew exactly what they were doing. They know exactly what they're doing right now by hiding the truth. They knew that they didn't want to have to spend any money. We had far more different options besides eating shit. We could have been eating leaves off the trees, dirt, grass, anything else. They purposely pushed us to the extreme point of trying to destroy us. They wanted to see how far they could go. And no matter how far they pushed us, they could not destroy us. The biggest thing they did is put these demons on us. Because these devils had to come up with a plan to disguise themselves amongst us, to keep us in check. And their plan to disguise themselves was by putting their filthy seed in us, original sisters, and forcing us to carry these demons. Forcing us into the heart zone, knowing that this monster that we gave birth to is our child, so we would have some type of inclination or, what's the word? Compassion for our very enemy. And it's so sick because these demons didn't have any type of compassion for us. They sided with Massa. And they terrorized us just like Massa did. They were put in place to keep us terrorized. And so, brothers and sisters, the Holocaust is our full and complete experience. It's not slavery. It's not a critical race theory. Stop letting them lie to you. The truth is out in the open. At this point, you are allowing these devils to deceive you and manipulate you. They know what they did was wrong. That's why they don't want to talk about it. It's too late. Truth is out here, and judgment hit their behinds in 2020. That ended the 400-year time period as spoken of in the Abrahamic covenant. Exodus tells you that a plague would come hit Egypt, wiping out the firstborn and elderly of these European Caucasians, passing over us, God's people, the true Hebrews. And there's no getting out of it, brothers and sisters. Period. All right, brothers and sisters, we're going to get right into today's presentation. And hopefully by the end of this presentation, you understand who our enemies are. These black-faced devils that have you wrapped around their finger because you cannot even recognize them. And so we're going to take all of this spooky BS and bring it out into the light. Because this is how these devils are manipulating you and tricking you, brothers and sisters. They're making you think that the devil is a spooky spirit. And they're telling you that demons are some type of spirit. None of that is mathematical. The devil sets out to steal, kill, and destroy. Who is it that has done that? The European nation. They've done that all over the planet. We got it the hardest. We were their punching bag. So the devil sets out to steal, kill, and destroy. This ain't no spirit, spook, or nothing like that. It's these European Caucasians. And a demon is a devil man. A demon is the devil's seed. Okay, so who is the devil's seed? Those who are in black skin, but are born of the European Caucasian man. You are the seed of your father. If your father's original, you are original. It doesn't matter what your mother is. If your father is a devil, you are a devil. You are a demon. You're a devil man. It doesn't matter who your mother is. And so we established what the devil is. We got the proof to show it, who has been going around the planet stealing, killing, and destroying. All right, and a demon is the offspring of a devil. There's nothing spooky about it. All right, brothers and sisters, the scriptures are sealed up. It wasn't until the breaker of the seven seals, the Son of Man, Master Solomon, came on the scene, broke the seals in 1990. Upon him breaking the seals, it released pressure waves because he gave this information to us. He spoke this information and it raised our consciousness level. All right. And it gave us understanding and wisdom that we didn't have before. Now, the scriptures have been unsealed by Master Solomon, and we have our vision back. All throughout the scriptures, it identifies who the demons are. And the scriptures identify the demons in so many different angles that there's no way you can be confused or not understand who your enemy is. All right. Scriptures tell us that the truth would be made so clear that even a fool would not err. And so we're going to look at Leviticus and Deuteronomy. Okay, and there's a couple of others all throughout the scriptures that speaks about these demons. Leviticus, you are to keep my statutes. You shall not crossbreed two different kinds of livestock. You shall not sow your fields with two kinds of seed, and you shall not wear clothing made of two kinds of material. I just explained the seed. We are a completely different seed from the demons. We have the original seed versus the devil's seed. All right. We are the result of the original seed. The demons are the result of the devil's seed. Do not plant your vineyard with two types of seed. Otherwise, the entire harvest, both the crop you plant and the produce of the vineyard, will be defiled. Now, there's all kinds of different examples that are given in the scriptures explaining who the demons are. So I have some visuals for you. The book of Matthew says that the Son of Man will separate the goats from the sheep. Goats and sheep look alike. Two different species. The goat has 60 chromosomes. The sheep got 54 chromosomes. Two completely different animals, but they look alike. All right, that's an example of us and the demons. Two completely different natures, yet we look alike. They look like us, walk like us, talk like us, yet they are not us. You got the barley and the wheat. Let me see if you can see my mouse right here. The barley and the wheat up here in the corner. They look just alike. Two different plants. Easily to be mistaken. We got the tares and the wheat right over here. Tares are weeds. They grow up along with the wheat. They look just like the wheat. They're identical. But they can take the wheat over if you don't get rid of the tares. And over here we have the chaff and the wheat. Right here in the middle, one part is the chaff, the other side is the wheat. And the chaff actually surrounds the wheat hulls or the seeds. And the chaff has to be taken off so that you can get to the actual wheat itself. And so all different kinds of parables throughout the scriptures explaining that there is a significant difference between these two different species, the original nation and the demons. The original nation has been corrupted for 460 plus years of rape of the original woman and us being forced to carry massive seed. Now we have these demons that are misleading us. Okay? And because they look like us, you are being manipulated into trusting these devils in blackface because you think that that's our people. Not realizing that these demons have been put in front of us as role models to keep us programmed to self-destruct without asking any questions. We are, when I say programmed to self-destruct without any questions, that's what they have produced us as being Negro bots. All throughout agricultural slavery, because they're still in slavery now. It's just industrialized. We've been in the Holocaust the whole time. During agricultural slavery, we were not to ask any questions. We did not even know how to speak. We weren't allowed to read, write, anything. We knew enough words to say, yes, massa. And these demons were put in place as terror bots, put in place to terrorize us, keep us programmed, and keep us into submission to massa. They had all kinds of tactics of doing this. The overseers and the demons that were amongst us that reported everything back to Massa. So we could not communicate with each other effectively because these demons understood what we were saying and were going back snitching on us. Now, you do some researching, you'll find that a lot of times we communicated with each other by singing. And even on the slave ships and us being brought over here, we were really able to communicate with each other effectively because the devils didn't understand what we were saying. And the demons had not got put into place yet because we were kidnapped from our home in Africa. And during our passage or coming over here in these ships, we would sing to each other, communicate to each other, explaining trying to figure out what's going on or what we're going to do, putting a plan of action together and all kinds of things. And these devils had no clue what we were even talking about. Okay, however, once we were brought over here and the 64-year time period of stripping us down of our language, our culture, our tongue, our names, the 64 years from 1555 to 1619 that it took for them to produce the first Negro bot, and them raping us during that time frame and forcing us to have their demons, their devil seed, we still had ways of communicating with each other without these devils understanding. However, the demons understood and they reported everything back. Now these demons are in front of us as role models. In agricultural slavery, they had the church. You wasn't in it. You wasn't allowed to run it. The demons were running the churches and telling us that we need to obey Master. And once we die, we go to heaven, we'll have our paradise. If we don't obey Master, then we will be sentenced to hell for eternity, which that don't even make any sense. And we are in hell. We were born in hell simply from being put through the Holocaust. It's hell in itself. What's worse than what we've already been through? What's worse than where we are at right now? We're in the pit of hell right here in America. And so you got these entertainers, deacons, the chief demon, the arch hypocrite, Legion. That's what the scriptures outline him as, Legion, the chief demon. Legion, Legion, Louis Eugene Grounds. ION stands for the NOI backwards. He completely turned all the teachings upside down. He turned the NOI backwards, inside out. He got rid of the temples, turned them into mosque. Our assets were all liquidated and put in his pocket by him and Warith Dean. Louis Farrakhan is the chief demon. His father is a devil. Percival Clark, a false Jew. Farrakhan is a devil man. He's a demon. He is a false Jew in black skin. And you got your entertainers up there tarnishing our name and our image. Have us looking like clowns, beasts, whores, junkies, pimps. And while they're portraying our image and dragging our name through the mud, they're telling us that we need to act like them. We need to work hard to get in the big house next to Massa. We need to stop being lazy. That's the demon's favorite line. Oh, y'all are lazy. Black people are lazy. We built this country against our will. We've been working our behinds off for nearly 500 years now. How dare anyone call us lazy? We should be being thanked for our service every time they come across us. And so we have these devils in black skin completely misleading you, brothers and sisters, because you're not able to discern or tell a goat from the sheep. These demons are wolves in sheep's clothing. So you think it's something wrong with us, your brothers and your sisters. We're thinking that, man, this is why black folks can't have nothing, because we won't do what these demons are telling us. And what you don't realize is this whole structure, this reality is not set up for us to win. It's not set up for us to be successful, because it's not our vision. It's their vision. And so only their seed is going to prevail in their vision, which is the American dream, religion, spooks, spirits, stuff that can't be proven. They're narcissists. They don't see nobody but themselves. And it's all about them. Like a couple of the Ninja Warriors was explaining about the educational system. Their curriculum is specifically built around how they think and their nature. They're technical. With us coming in and us being a spatial mind, we can't pick up these concepts and whatnot they're teaching in the school. And if we do, it's because we damn near killing ourselves to adjust to how they think. And so these demons got us thinking that it's something wrong with us. We're stupid or we're dumb. And what we don't realize is that their whole setup, their whole structure is built around how they think and their devilish nature. Okay, and I know this is the case because I'm on a college campus and I'm getting F's left and right in these philosophy classes of all these German, European colonizers talking about psychology. And none of it made sense. None of it was logical. None of it was mathematical. They take theories as facts, and they take facts and put them up as theories. Everything is backwards. All the roles are reversed. And I just could not understand why it is that I wasn't getting it right. And the teacher told me that I was incompetent and that I need to go see a tutor, English and writing tutor, so I can figure out how to write the way they want me to write. The only thing that made sense to me was math. But even the way they teach that is so confusing. They do that on purpose so that, again, making us think that we can't think. They purposely make mathematics hard, knowing that the spatial mind is geared towards mathematics. Everything around us is centered around mathematics. We are a mathematical being. And so mathematics and understanding math comes to us naturally. They teach it confusing in schools so that you hate math. You don't think that you're good at math. Yet, math is our very nature. And so, we need to understand that these demons this is our first order of business, is getting rid of these damn demons. Because they are keeping us from unifying and coming together. There is no way that we can overcome the devil without first overcoming these demons. This is their slick little trick to manipulate us, and to camouflage themselves in with us. And so you think if something is wrong with your own people. And there's nothing wrong with us. It's the demons. Again, demons running the Democratic Party. Look at the word democratic. Demon is in democratic. And all of their systems that they're telling you to get out there and vote for, all their laws and whatnot, are completely against us. They put in place to wipe us out. From the abortion laws. Margaret Sanger is a part of the KKK. Her goal was to completely exterminate us by any means necessary. Sterilizing us. Murdering over 20 million of our original babies. And all the other systems were put in place. The school to prison pipeline. As soon as our brothers are finished with school, or before they can even get done with high school, they're already in juvie system and then on their way to prison afterwards. Sending our jobs overseas, pushing jabs on us, killing us off with their medical experiments. And will tell us that you need to be empowered. You empower yourself by getting out and voting and changing these laws. And it's sick because they were put in place to keep us from excelling, to keep us from climbing up out of this sick, false reality. And these demons, they know what they're doing. They have been trained on how to target us. So you say, oh, I'm not dealing with that American, I'm not voting. You know, I'm going to be a Muslim. Well, guess what? They got the chief demon sitting in the NOI. They put this, these devils put counterintelligence program into place, and their goal was to completely dismantle everything that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad put into place. Us having knowledge of self, doing for self, us knowing that we are the true seed of Abraham and waiting for the messenger of the covenant, the Son of Man, to come and lead us home. The messenger was given this truth of who we are. And these devils came right in and put false Israel into place to counter the narrative of us being the seed of Abraham. False Israel sitting on our land saying that they are the seed of Abraham. It's a lie. We are the true seed of Abraham. And you're going to see that here in a couple of days when they get destroyed by Master Farad Muhammad, Iran and Syria. And then, to make sure they sealed the deal on our reward so that we wasn't even questioning what our reward is, they put the chief demon in the NOI, Farrakhan. He was the mouthpiece for the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And as soon as the Honorable Elijah Muhammad departed, he ripped up everything that we worked for, brought Sunniism in, have our people worshiping the golden calf, wandering around in the wilderness. It told you in Exodus that's what Aaron would do. After Elijah left, he would sit in Elijah's seat for 42 years, have our people wandering around in the wilderness, not knowing their right hand from their left. And Joshua was the one to come and expose what was going on. And so Farrakhan is saying that we don't have a reward. We're not going anywhere. Yet Joshua is the one who exposed what was going on in Elijah's absence with Farrakhan, Aaron, misleading our people. And Joshua is the one who is leading us home to the promised land. Joshua is the same person as the Son of Man, same person as Solomon, Master Solomon, Daniel, Jonah, the Lamb. And so these demons have to be completely separated from us. They are anchors. We are like hot air balloons. Master Solomon is the messenger of the covenant. The Abrahamic covenant says that we will be strangers in a land that is not ours, sojourners temporarily, undergoing enslavement and affliction. That's two different things. That's the slavery and the Holocaust. And the time period, 400 years, that clearly identifies us. Nobody on the planet has been through this 400 years. And afterwards, we would come out with great substance. We are the great substance. We would go to our fathers in peace. And we would go home to our land between the great river of Euphrates and the river of Egypt. Now they call it the Nile River. You look on a map, that land is Arabia. Let me see if I can make this bigger, brothers and sisters. And the whole thing about it is, brothers and sisters, is that Farrakhan said we're not going anywhere. He reads half of the Abrahamic covenant on purpose. He won't read the fullness, the part that it says what our actual reward is, which has gone home to the best part of the planet that we preserved in sand. And his mind and the rest of the demons, their mind cannot conceive leaving America. That's why he's sitting up there every Sunday, has his student minister, imps, preaching about taking America back by force. They want America for themselves. And we're like hot air balloons. Once we get knowledge of this Abrahamic covenant, all we can think about is going home. These demons, all they can think about is sinking deeper and deeper into the American dream. They fantasize about running America, having it as their own, being in charge of this blood-soaked land. Why would we want to be on the land with our oppressors and tormentors? Why would we want to be on the land that we was raped and defiled and dehumanized on? Why would we want to be on a land that is not our home? It's not us who wants to be here. It's the demons. As far as they see it, this is their home. Okay, and from a certain perspective, they were made here from us being raped. And so they want to stay here right up under their swine daddies. Massive. And all we can think about is our new reality, building our paradise, us being back on top of civilization, back on our thrones, us sisters being back on our pedestals, never to be disrespected or removed from our pedestals again. All we can think about is regaining our discipline through the 5 fundamental mathematical pillars of Islam, which is how us sisters, we reclaim our power back, and how the brothers reclaim their power back as well. We are 180 degrees of beauty. The brothers are 180 degrees of strength. Together we form a complete circle. Cannot have one without the other. We're equal but different. And in this illustration I've shown, we are the hot air balloons that rise above this reality and we go home. That's all we think about. The demons are the anchors that are settling down further into this reality. They don't see leaving. An anchor don't think about rising up. However, these anchors are connected to us, the hot air balloons. And so they're dragging us down. First thing we got to do is sever all ties and connections with these demons. Because they have been holding us back the whole time. They were put in place to hold us back. You know, when there's a fight or something, or you see a dog getting really mad and the owner has to pull the dog back, you know, they got to exert quite a bit of energy to keep that dog from going to tear up whatever the dog is looking at. These demons have us on a leash. They holding us back from our full potential. They're holding us back for climbing up out of this gravitational vortex. They're holding us back for thinking for ourselves. Why? Because you don't have the wisdom yet to understand who these demons are. And so you trust in anybody in black skin. I mean, that is just so dangerous. You trust anybody who look like you. That's the quickest way to get to you and stab you up. Just send someone that look like you. Your guard is down. These devils know that. And so, here in a couple of days, America and Britain are going to be kicked out the Middle East. The House of Assad will be put out as well. Their oil pipeline will be cut off. They're not getting any more resources from our land. Master Farad Muhammad, Iran and Syria will then take false Israel under siege. False Israel will be completely destroyed. It will be realized by the whole world. We already know it, but the whole world will have to bear witness and realize that we are the true seed of Abraham. These devils are going to be angry. They're going to try to attack all blacks. All blacks. The demons will come running to us for safety. We're going to send them right back to their swine daddies. We're sending them right back to America. And the whole thing about it is, when the demons were in a position to help us, they didn't. They turned their back on us. When the demons could have assisted and had some type of compassion, they took sides with their devil fathers. They didn't have any mercy on us. So we have no mercy for them. And it's how consequence works. They stabbed us in the back. Now Massa will be stabbing them in the back, because these demons are going to try to take America back by force. And they're going to war with the devils. They will have a 5-month demon plague, and they're going to be tearing this country up. They are willing to die trying to get what they've been longing for, which is the love and acceptance from their devil daddies. Because back in chattel slavery, Massa would put his seed in us and wouldn't want nothing to do with the child. The child was a puppet. The demon child was strictly used to keep us in check. Yet these demons wanted the love and affection from their fathers. These devils are where the term deadbeat dads come from. That's what they are. Deadbeat devils. And so they didn't want to have nothing to do with the demons. And to a certain extent, the demons did have a hard time during chattel slavery simply because they had black skin. Remember, these devils, they don't like anyone with black skin, even if it's their own child. That's how evil they are. And so, consequence, the demons had to receive some type of reward for going through that small, minute percentage of uncomfortability and because the demons went through nowhere near what we went through. Let me make that clear. But they did go through a certain aspect of uncomfortability for having black skin. And so the demons are getting their reward right now. They are thriving here in America. They are climbing the ladder of the American dream and are getting on. You see, the Democratic Party is full of demons. They are the entertainers, news anchors, all those in a high position in this land that are in the big house with massa. Because you're not going to get that position by speaking the truth, by being original, or any of that. So the only way that you would get into these positions, being in the big house up under massa, is if you are his child. And so the demons are getting their reward right now with them being successful. And this reward of them being successful is really amping them up to come against the devils even harder. And so what looks like a reward for the demons is worse for the devils, because all this power that the demons have gotten is going to be used against the devils, and the devil's going to turn against the demons. And so our reward for our 466 years of enslavement, affliction, terrorization, torment, dehumanization, is we get to go back home to our land, the best part of the planet Earth, Arabia. No one wants us to know about our reward. The messenger of the covenant is the first person who even told you about our reward. You didn't even know about it. And so look around you. You interacting with black people every day. It's 34 million black people here in America. 17 million are demons. 17 million are original. If there's a room full of 10 people, 10 black people, 5 of them are demons. 5 of them are original. All right. And there's no getting away from the mathematics of what they did to us. They raped us so much that half of the black nation is demons. And so one of your parents, one of your grandparents is a demon. Your father's original, then you got lucky, because Massa wanted all of us to be demons. And the original woman, we had to sneak and procreate with the original man and keep this original nation afloat so that you and I could be here today. And so they still defiled us, or they still tainted us to a certain extent, because our fathers being original is what makes us original. However, by having mothers that are demons, possibly demons, or grandmothers, then they still able to, or they still have found a way to touch us to a certain extent. And so this is why it's so important that we separate from these demons. We have to get our nation back intact, back purified. And that is not something we can do as long as we are dealing with this demon plague. They have to completely be separated out and destroyed along with their devil daddies. The book of Mark tells us that the demon-possessed man approached Jesus. And once Jesus cured him and drew the demons up out of him, because Jesus asked you, who are you? Who are your name? And the demon responded, I am Legion, for we are many. That means it's a lot of demons. And once the demons were drawn out, Legion asked to be going to the pigs or the herd of swine. And Jesus answered his request and cast them to the swine, which are the Europeans. And they went down into war. They jumped off the cliff. They went down into their destruction. And so, brothers and sisters, if you don't stand for anything, you're going to fall. If you don't stand for nothing, you're going to fall for anything. A people without a vision perish. Up until Master Solomon coming on the scene, we didn't have a vision because we didn't know that there was any other choice outside of this American dream. You don't stand for something, you're going to fall for anything. We've been falling for the okie doke for almost 500 years now, simply because we did not have any wisdom. However, now the wisdom is here, being given to us freely, returning our sight back to us, our God mind, and our very nature of discipline, which is another word for righteous. I'm not here to convince you, because at the end of the day, if you need to be convinced, then that means you can't think for yourself. You cannot draw the connections, and that exposes that you cannot see the truth that's right before your eyes. And so we only want those who can think, those who can upload the angel, because we have to get home and create our paradise, our reality. Nobody's going to do it for us. We have to be able to think for ourselves and think mathematically. And so, brothers and sisters, understand who your enemy is. If you don't know who your enemy is, that means you are your own enemy. And I will be back with more. Thank you for having me. Assalamu alaikum.